Okay, we've got a few hands. Who here has no experience using AI? Okay, well, you're in the right place. I hope you get a lot of takeaways from this tonight. When I've been invited to give a lot of, we're recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been invited to give a lot of online virtual talks about AI, and most of the information that I see out there is the future of AI. What 2050 will look like. Whether AI is going to wipe out humanity or if it's going to save humanity. And I typically don't concern myself with these things that much. I prefer to be optimistic because when you're optimistic, better things happen to you, right? That's how an entrepreneur is. I gotta be careful not to step on that. So I'm looking for practical ways that I can improve my life using AI. And that's what I like to focus on. Not what's going to happen 25 years from now. If AI does wipe out humanity, hopefully I'll be long gone before then. Just thinking optimistically. So a bit about myself. I'm the founder of the website School of Growth Hacking. So I've been a growth hacker for the last 15 years. Do you guys know what growth hacking is? Anyone? Okay, one person. So it's kind of like using software, using technology to grow businesses. Using automation, using software, using tools. And for the last year or so, we've been doing a lot with our clients using AI. So I've talked all over the world. This was in Hong Kong. I've been to Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai. I've been teaching growth hacking for about the last 10 years all around the world. And this is actually the first presentation that I've given about AI. So congratulations, guys. So AI obviously is changing every industry in the world. And the cold hard truth, I think, is that those who don't keep up will be left irrelevant. They don't keep current, and maybe AI will come in and replace their jobs. But there's also a lot of opportunity for people that do stay current. And I believe that, like I said, anytime that we ask these questions from a place of fear, we're doing something wrong. And I want to focus on how we can use AI to create more freedom, to create more prosperity, more profit, to save us a lot of time. Time is the one resource that we can't get back. And I think that when I've been to AI meetups, like I was in one in Thailand a couple months ago, and it's a little bit like the birth of fire 10,000 years ago, tens of thousands of years ago. A lot of people know that it's a big deal, but they don't really know what they can do with it. And so the people that find the most constructive ways to use AI are the people that are going to benefit the most over the next year, over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years. And I think that what we get from AI is really a reflection of what we hold in our minds. It doesn't really have a will of its own. It simply manifests your will. It's kind of like a genie in a bottle that you just tell it whatever you want from it, and it will do it for you. And it can really become like your own personal secret weapon. Like I said, it's like a genie in a bottle. You have no limit to the number of wishes you can ask of it. When I was a student, I was like, in 6th grade, I always wished I had a clone of myself that would do all my homework for me. And now it's pretty much a reality now with AI. And so what we need are to create processes. We need to create systems and blueprints that we can use over and over again to help us get the results that we want. I'm pretty methodical about this approach. A lot of the so-called growth hackers and influential people that I know or that I follow, they just get on board with the latest tool or software or hack, and they just go in on the hype. And I like to have systems that run from A to Z that I can leverage for a very long time and live my ideal lifestyle, whether I'm in Dubai or in Greece or Thailand or Nepal, and just do what I want. So I've been a digital nomad for about 14 years running my businesses online, and it all comes down to having systems that can pay me over an extended period of time, and that's really my goal when I'm approaching a new technology like AI. I put a lot more trust in systems than I do in myself because I don't have much of an attention span. I can probably focus on one thing for about 30 minutes. But AI and technology, it can go to work for me over an extended period of time, especially if I have systems that can run while I sleep. And AI really helps me to follow through on things that I start. It's never been easier or faster to take an idea that you have, and AI can build it all out for you. So, and it can also keep things going, for example. So I don't tend to stay motivated. I'm an entrepreneur. I have to do a lot of different things. If I post a lot of content to my Instagram, I might do it in a disciplined way for 2 months. but it takes 2 years to like build your YouTube channel, right? It can take a long time. And this is when systems and technology makes your life a lot easier. So I believe that to be successful in business, your business model has to be as simple and easy as possible. And I call this ELF versus half. If you want to be successful starting a company, you want to create a business that's easy, lucrative, and fun. The more variables you have to it, the more complicated it is, the more difficult it is to actually sell stuff, to grow the company, the more points that you might run into issues. And you don't want to create one where you're a slave to your business, which I call hard, annoying, lame, and frustrating, the half business. And so I think that you have to be kind of minimalistic in our approach. Hi, welcome, find yourself a seat. If we try to do too much, that can be the kiss of death. So I want to get into some examples of some systems that I've been using over the last 6 months to make myself more productive using AI, and also some ways that I've been monetizing AI and using AI to create money out of thin air. Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
So I want to say again that you'll get out of AI what you put into it. So if the information that you put into artificial intelligence is high quality, then the output will be higher quality. So anyone here used ChatGPT before? Okay. Have you used it for writing? Like, how was the results that you got? There's a lot of debate about this. Some people say...
I found it was excessively positive. Like it goes over the top. It was very fluffy, very lovely.
Very lovely.
I don't know how better to explain.
But I think you mean that in a negative way. Like, humans aren't really so lovely, right?
Yeah, perhaps not so much.
Exactly. Yeah.
As you said, like, what you put in is what you get out. You can instruct it, make it like simple, make it like formal, make it informal.
Yeah.
It's free build, so you can specify and say that.
You can change the tone, you can change the style, you can tell exactly. Yeah, and I want to give some other examples of how I'm using this for some of my businesses. So this is one of my favorite extensions that I've been using over the last several months, and it's called glass.co. If you guys have checked in, I'll send you all the slides, so you don't have to worry about taking pictures. It's a free extension that you can add to Google Chrome, and it can take any videos from YouTube and send them a ChatGPT to summarize, like the 5 bullet points, for example. And you can even ask ChatGPT to build a process for you. So once you add this to Chrome, it'll add a little button on any YouTube video. So you can look up anything on YouTube, like any tutorials, any guides if you want, like how to monetize TikTok, or how to grow your Pinterest, or how to do YouTube ads. And you can summarize it. You can send it directly to ChatGPT, and you can ask ChatGPT to write a process based on the transcription for you. And so you can learn things really, really quickly using these summaries, and you don't have to go through a lot of these videos where they might be like 25 minutes long or 30 minutes long just to get the information that you need. It's kind of like speed reading on steroids, but for YouTube. After repeating this process on several videos, you probably know more about any new topic than 90% of most people, and this saves you from wasting a lot of time navigating through all the free content out there. Sometimes you'll have videos that are an hour long, and you can use this free transcription option to break these up. And then you can save all the main takeaways to your process document. I always like to get human feedback on these processes, so I will reach out to people who I know are experts and see what they think about these processes. All right, we talked about AI giving you what you give it, and part of the problem when we use a tool like ChatGPT is that we sometimes get very generic and bland information. Maybe it's too lovely because it doesn't really speak like a typical person would. And this is because we're not feeding it the right kind of information. So if we're going to use ChatGPT to help you as a business assistant or for your marketing, one place you might want to start, for instance, is you want to tell it as much information about your customers, your customer avatar, like what makes them tick, what makes your business unique as possible. Give it all this information. So this helps to make the outputs you receive far closer to how you want them to be. And whenever we're doing marketing, if we're speaking to the market, we want to use the language that the target market knows and understands. So that's why they're able to determine when AI or ChatGPT is doing all the writing so easily, because ChatGPT is not one of them. You have to speak like you're one of them. And you also want to demonstrate why your product or service is unique and how it helps them to get more of what they want, more of their needs, wants, and aspirations. So I want to go into a few examples. I have some other tabs here. When I talk about the customer avatar, I'm going to open up this chat history, and this is very long. So in ChatGPT, you can actually create these profiles. If you go down here where it says profile, this is the extension that I'm using called AI PRM, and I'll talk about that later. You can save these avatars to the profile. So I tell ChatGPT that I've created this custom avatar, and I want all my marketing to speak to this target market. So here we have a section with their fears and their frustrations, and then down here are their wants and their aspirations. And then here's where I define the target audience that I'm targeting for a particular product. So someone who's a freelancer, consultant, solopreneur, their business is more of a side hustle, and so forth. And so I start with that customer avatar by giving it the information that I want to have, and then I can use that to create an email marketing campaign, to create a landing page, to create offers. I can ask it for business ideas for this customer avatar. So if I type in a prompt like, what are some ways I can make my offer more valuable, or what are some other products that I can offer to this market, then it will give me a bunch of suggestions that I can create and implement that are specifically tailored to that target market. Now, going back to inputs, another very effective strategy is, so I do these, press the wrong thing. So a few times a year, I do these co-living retreats in places like Greece and Nepal, where I invite these remote workers to come to Greece, for example, and stay and work for a month. And I was in Nepal for 2 months recently, and I wanted to do another one of these co-living retreats in Nepal. And so I just told ChatGPT to basically copied everything that I had for my retreat in Greece, and I asked ChatGPT to create something very similar but for Nepal. So I had a welcome guide for when people came to Greece, and I told ChatGPT that I want to create something exactly like this for digital nomads to come to Pokhara, Nepal. I want something exactly like the one that I created for it. I just copy and paste everything, and then it will give me a perfect output based on what I've already given. So it says, welcome to Pokhara, where adventure meets tranquility. And every single section that I put in here, like how to get in and out, I'll make that a little bit bigger so you guys can see. And then it does exactly what I want, but it does it for this new destination. So everything is perfect, like exactly the way that I want it. There's very little editing that I have to do. So I have this welcome guide that I put in a Google document just to send to new people who are interested. And just basically copied everything from that welcome guide. And so it doesn't have to be like a Google document. You can copy anything from a website. Is it my fault?
No, it's ChatGPT.
Oh, there we go. So as I was saying, here's the original welcome guide that I created for people to come to Greece when they sign up. So I basically just copied everything from this document, asked ChatGPT to create one, but for Nepal. And you can do this. It doesn't have to be just a document. You can copy everything from a website. I have a list of advertisements that I saved from Facebook, landing pages, for example. So if I see ads that other people are running, I will save those and use them later for reference. So these are a lot of ads that I've saved from Facebook. I've saved the URLs, and if I want to create new marketing from these, I can take everything from the advertisement, put it in a ChatGPT and say hey, I want to create something similar to this, but for this target market or for this product, and then ChatGPT will have that information to work from. Another example is this is more fun. So since I came to Dubai, I've had 2 places to stay for free. And I've been doing a lot of travel hacking over the last 10 plus years. I've saved thousands of dollars doing travel hacking. Everybody knows travel, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of websites out there. Have you guys heard of Couchsurfing, for example? Another one is this house sitting website called Trusted House Sitters. And there's a whole bunch of websites out there where you can stay for free, basically. And the rub is that, let me see if I can find this. So if you're using a website like Couchsurfing or this website, Trusted House Sitters, where basically whenever someone's going on vacation, they're traveling, they need someone to look after their pets when they're gone, you can get a free place to stay for like a month in Italy or here in Dubai. I got a house sit here in Dubai. And I use AI to help me get these. So that's the really funny thing, because if you're using a site like Trusted House Sitters or Couchsurfing, they expect you to read their profile, you're supposed to send a personalized request and take your time and find common interests. But you don't have to do all that because ChatGPT can do that for you. So you can take, let's see. So I basically use these prompts in ChatGPT where I said, can you help me personalize these couchsurfing requests? I'll send you the request template, the person's profile, and can you write a couchsurfing request that's cheerful and friendly. And then you can take some basic information from your profile. So this is the basic information, and I said personalize it here. And then I copied and paste like the person's profile from Couchsurfing, and then here's their whole profile. And then Couchsurfing will write this really nice, personalized message that looks really, it's like perfect basically. It's really well put together. And it talks about all of these like common interests that you have. I'd love to share some local cuisine experience with you. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with this because you can send like 20 of these requests out if you're traveling to someplace. And I only want to like read their profile if they actually respond to me. I don't want to read like 20 profiles and spend like 5 hours doing this. So ChatGPT can go ahead and personalize all of these requests that you send out to people. And you can do this for any website. It doesn't have to just be Couchsurfing or Trusted House Sitters. You can go on Upwork, for example, and you can copy everything from the job posting and then write like a personalized outreach message to get more contracts, for example, if you're a freelancer. But basically all you do is you just copy everything from the profile, you put in, your generic introduction here, and then ChatGPT will just go to work to write all of these for you. So pretty cool. Anyone use? Yeah, question.
Just with these, you already have it stored on ChatGPT, like your persona, your experiences, your personalized, and then it already knows that and can translate that into the specific scenario, or do you have to type that in every time you go in?
I am like pasting this in every time.
Okay.
But you can use different extensions for free for ChatGPT that can help you save these profiles.
Okay.
So you don't have to keep doing each time. This one is AIPRM, so you can actually create profiles. There's another tool called like Super Powered, I want to say, and it's another free tool. Where was I? Too many tabs. Yeah. So you can basically do the same process, and basically I did this for, I had ChatGPT build out my whole house sitting profile on Trusted House Sitters, because I hadn't used that website before last week. And I basically just pasted in like my LinkedIn bio and like my Couchsurfing bio, and like just say like how I love animals and I've had pets when I was younger. And it basically like created my whole profile, and then it created all of like the personalized pitches to send to people. So I told ChatGPT, like, I need to send applications for house sitting assignments. Please mention how I'm reliable, trustworthy, and long-term traveler, and how I love pets, how much I love animals. And so this is basically, yeah.
Sorry, just a quick follow-up on the same question.
Yeah.
So let's say you're trying to reach out to 20 potential hosts.
Yeah.
Copy the profile of each host individually, or is there a way to scrap that data? I think I understand what you're saying.
Well, so using Couchsurfing as an example, or Trusted House Sitters. So I basically got like a free place to stay as soon as I arrived in Dubai from this website for like 9 days, and basically I just copied everything from the profile and the opportunity. So if you click on this, for example, they'll have all the information about the house sit. So basically, I didn't scrape it. I used copy and paste to scrape it. So it's very, complicated, right? Very complex. Yeah, but I mean, you can get through it pretty quickly, though. I mean, yeah, I opened a bunch of tabs and just go through it. So I could go through like 10 of those and apply for them in like 15 minutes using ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will write like an introduction letter. And ChatGPT can do this same stuff for any website. If you have an MVP you want to sell on Fiverr, for example, I've created services on Fiverr in like 1 hour or less to sell to the marketplace just using ChatGPT to write everything for me. Let me go back to the presentation. So this is another tool that I love, and it's called AI PRM. And this essentially turns ChatGPT gives it steroids. And what it does is it gives you a full library of thousands of prompts in ChatGPT. So you can search by any keyword here. Or you can also search by category. And it'll have all these different features that it builds into ChatGPT that other people have created. So anything like related to programming or social media marketing, SEO, writing content, it has everything hard-coded, and you just have to put in some basic information. You can basically create like 30 social media captions, a whole month of social media captions, just by putting a little bit of info, and you have your whole like content done for a whole month. Sorry, gotta make sure I step in the right place. So let me open up that, and I'll show you how that is, because that's really cool.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you right away copy this and paste what it generated? Because it's a huge essay. I don't know how many people are going to read that.
Sorry, again?
What you generated for trusted house sitters or couchsurfing. It's too huge an essay for a person to have the patience to read through. And that's the problem with ChatGPT.
So the question is it too long? Like it's an essay? Yeah, I mean, you can edit it if you need to. You don't have to use all of it. But people do like to see that you put an effort. Because I've hosted people with couchsurfing, and it's obvious when somebody didn't read my profile. It's kind of like a turnoff, right? You know?
But this is also a turnoff where it's evident that, okay, it's automated. It's been written by ChatGPT.
All right. Well, we can debate about that, but I think showing a little bit of effort and personalization is very important, especially we're talking about scale here, right? So 1 is the least interesting number in the world. You want to be successful at something, do it 20 times. You know, so if you're sending out 20 of these, your chances of being successful are much higher than if you just do 1. And the beautiful thing is that ChatGPT can help you do all this faster. So I want to show this example of AI PRM. This is a free extension you can add to ChatGPT. And it has all of these different prompts built in. So you can browse by category. If I go to all, there's probably around there's more than 4,000 prompts here for writing content, for coming up with business ideas. This is one I wanted to talk about a little bit later. It's a prompt generator for Midjourney. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. Excuse me, I need to get some water. Any other questions so far? Yeah.
I noticed that you use thank you and please when talking to ChatGPT. Is it something that makes you respond better, or is it just your personal preference?
I just like to be polite, you know. If AI takes over one day,
any change in the way you respond?
it's gonna remember like who was good and who was bad, right? Like some people are gonna go to heaven, some people are gonna go to hell, you know. So I want to be on the when AI is gone, I want to be.
There are jokes about it actually.
Yeah, I knew that as well, and I was wondering the same thing. That doesn't make any difference. We just use the same thing that way.
ChatGPT knows we're talking about it, so it's like it's warning us with this.
I would say back on the point that was made here, in my experience, I've had the same thing where I'm writing an article or I'm writing a blog post and it's just too long. But I just do tell it, I say, can you summarize this even further? Can you summarize? And it does kind of keep the core points that you need. It takes away some of the fluff, the loveliness.
Yeah, and this is one where I'm going to share something I'm kind of reluctant to give away. But if you use that tool I talked about, Glass, that summarizes the YouTube videos, you can use those transcripts to create content. So obviously you want the content to be unique. You don't want to just steal someone's video content. So we just keep it like that. But it does make the content a lot more relevant if you start with a video transcript, for example. All right, let's be careful not to mess with this. So talk about AI PRM, and there's a whole bunch of like done-for-you AI tools out there on the marketplace. Have you guys heard of AppSumo? AppSumo.com? You can get a lot of lifetime deals for like $20, $30 that do a lot of AI, cool AI stuff, and you can browse by category. So these are a few that I've been using recently. Like one is Copy. It can build out email campaigns for you. This is another one called SurgeGraph, and it can basically churn out SEO articles, SEO optimized articles on any keyword phrase in no time at all. You can do like 200 SEO articles in a day, which is very good if you have like niche specific websites, if you want those articles to rank. I use AI to generate all my images for my courses on my website. So this me here as a cyborg and this one here on the stage here, these are all AI generated artwork using profilepicture.ai. Have you guys used any of these like AI avatar tools?
Yeah.
I really love this one, profilepicture.ai, because you can upload like 30 images, and then it will give you a lot of like really cool branded images that you can use on your social media accounts. So I use this to create the artwork for my courses, and then I use my own like brand guidelines to build it out in Photoshop. So I have like a consistent font that I use. I have the logo. Everything is rather consistent, but AI comes up with the artwork that's kind of like sets the tone for the rest of the image, in a sense. So I think you guys have heard of like tools like Midjourney. There's a whole bunch of ones out there. If you go to AppSumo, you can actually buy lifetime deals in some of these AI image generators. But I want to show you a way that you can use ChatGPT to improve your prompts for these AI art generators. So if you see here, you see the Midjourney prompt generator in AI PRM. I can also search Midjourney. And essentially what you do, it has different ones you can use. So you can use it to create like t-shirt printing designs if you want to sell t-shirts, for example. Photography like Midjourney prompts if you want your prompts to look like real photographs or AI photo art. There's so much here, UI and mockups. Book writing. But let's just use this one as an example, right? So let's just say, who's got an idea for an image that they want, right? You seem like you have a lot of ideas.
So you want me to say like an image, so you can create like a pink cute elephant playing with dolls?
You just read that, you cheater. And then so it takes that basic prompt that you just inputted, and then it gives you like 6 really descriptive prompts, like based on the style of Picasso or some of these artists I've heard, Mark Chagall, Bill Watterson, Pixar. So it gives you like different prompts that you can try to input into an AI image generator like Midjourney. I'm using this one that I bought. It's called ArtSmart. So what I can do is I can take one, the pink elephant in the style of Studio Ghibli's artistry. So each one is going to be like a different style, and it's a very descriptive prompt. So I'm using this AI image generator, and there's a bunch like this. But they're very similar to Midjourney. I have a lifetime deal for this one. And then I have a very descriptive prompt thanks to ChatGPT. So there you go, not bad actually. So that's one of the styles it came up with based on Studio Ghibli. And I can also change the dimensions here. I go change the width. Now it's going to mess up that image, but I can create a new one and see what else it comes up with. And then I can also try some of those other prompts to see what other different styles I can get. So this would be good for like a children's book. But then I can also do like Pixar style, I can do comic style. Let's go up here. Let's try this one. Click generate. Aww. So you can use like a lot of different art styles. Pretty cool stuff. And you can actually make pretty good money creating AI artwork. Like I know quite a few people that are doing that.
I think it still doesn't understand what dolls are.
Doesn't understand what dolls are?
Yeah, because there is no dolls there.
Yeah, maybe you should take a little time to explain to it what a doll is. You know, like AI's never played with a doll, unfortunately. Kind of sad. So, for example, you can take a lot of your AI artwork and you can go to websites like Wirestock, for example, wirestock.io. And this is just one of the ways that you can monetize your images. So I have a lot of travel photos from going to a lot of places, and I upload them here. And it'll automatically, Wirestock automatically uploads all of these pictures to all of the stock photo websites. So if you wanted to, you have a lot of pictures that you want to sell on stock photo sites, you can set up passive income just uploading to the site, and it automatically uploads them all to Shutterstock and Adobe Stock Photo. I think there's like 6 different websites that it uploads to. And also, one thing I'll notice with a lot of these AI images is that they kind of tend to be low quality, they're low resolution. So one of my favorite tools that I've been using recently is this one called Upscale. And this is a free software that you can download to your machine. And you just basically upload any photo and it will automatically improve the quality so that it's much higher resolution, much more crisp. And you can take any small image and it will improve the quality, improve the file size without any loss of quality. It's absolutely amazing. Which is something that you'll need to do, especially if you're selling stock photos. And there's a whole bunch of other ways to make money with AI artwork. I know people making like children's books, for example. You can search on YouTube like how to make money and summarize a lot of videos to get ideas. And there's also ideas here if you go into AI PRM and just search by category, you can get ideas for things you can try. So I searched Midjourney already, but like you could search like art or.
What about like Excel?
Sorry?
Like Excel, I've seen like 10-second videos of people using ChatGPT to convert data on Excel into more.
Everybody here would benefit a lot from that. That's what we all want to learn. We use Excel on a daily basis.
Data visualization.
Excel, like
Google Drive, Google Sheets.
okay.
How do we take data and make sense of it on Excel using AI?
Data visualization.
Everybody
Is there any prompts on?
Correct.
How to make money from data?
Or how to make sense of it, rather, like, you know, you can use AI to clean up your emails, but if there's nothing there that gives you an error message, we can try to play with it. Then how do you have a bunch of emails?
What form is the data? Is it like spreadsheets and things?
Oh, so like your currencies could be all jumbled up. Yeah, a spreadsheet, Google Sheets or something. Currencies are all jumbled up. And then
Optimization.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have used ChatGPT to clean up a lot of the data that I use. But I typically use I have a lot of marketing data, for example. So, you know, if I go to Google Sheets, right, I have a lot of lists of like email addresses and people like users that I scraped from Facebook, for example. So these are a lot of like lists that I have. Like, so for example, 150 co-working spaces and their email addresses, or a list of Tennessee realtors that I scraped from Facebook. And you can tell ChatGPT to like help you clean up a lot of the data. So for example, I had a client and we only wanted to target female realtors, so I asked it to remove all of the male names, for example, and it does a really good job of that. But you've got to also be very specific what type of output you want it to have. And so it can clean up a lot of like HTML. I use it for that stuff like that.
can you run a demo on Excel to show us, like, do something?
I don't know what Excel is though.
Actually,
Right.
ChatGPT have no access to specific data.
So
if you want to
I
download
can
some
suggest
data,
for this use case, try. There used to be an open source software here, Rocket BI or something. So if you guys, I don't remember the correct name. It's Rocket Software or Rocket BI. So you look at it, you just give it some random data, ask questions, and it will give you what you want. Creates charts, graphs.
Power BI.
ChatGPT does do a great job of cleaning up data because
This is the Excel.
Like-
What we call
Yeah, but
Excel is
Excel
Google
and all
Sheets.
you can put in.
See,
Yes,
what we
it's
are
conversational.
what we are referring to
That's
Excel is
great
Google
software.
Sheets. These are all Excel for us. It's like-
okay, so XLS.
Yes,
Excel's
yeah.
fine.
That's
Okay.
great.
You said Excel, I wasn't.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what you were referring to.
Very easy. If you open up and show us how ChatGPT clean it, that'll be great for all of us because this is what we use.
Yeah, I mean, I do have some ways I do it. I mean, I don't know if it's the best way or if it's. Yeah. So, for example, like the realtors, for example. Where was that? So I need to find that. All right, this is an example, right? So this is an example of. Now this is a very simple process where I have this list of podcasts, for example. So let me go open up that. I have this list of digital nomad podcasts where I can have all their email addresses, I have the names of the people, and I had to clean up this list because the data that I scraped was just directly from iTunes. So when I had this row here for author, I wanted to be able to personalize emails that I was sending, so I needed to split this by first name and last name. And the way that it looked before was it had like the whole title up under the author, so it said like by Amy Scott, digital nomad, da 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 da. I just asked it, can you remove the by and everything else and just gave me the first and last names, and it was able to give me this. So here's what I asked it, and this was the result. I've had conversations with ChatGPT where I asked it to remove all the male names from these lists. And it does a pretty good job. There is an issue where it gets cut off around 100 rows or so. So if anyone knows a good way to add more content, I know that I think with OpenAI, platform OpenAI, you can add more, but I haven't done much with it. Now you might be asking how I scrape a lot of this data in the first place. That's kind of where I talk about the growth hacking stuff. But where are you getting your data?
Oh, there's a lot of lists like Scrap. You can get people on Fiverr. There's a app called Apollo.io. There's quite a few of those out there that you can get like. There's also like Google Sheets add-on through which you can do a lot of the cleaning up of your Excels.
Okay, so I mean, this is getting a little off topic because we're talking about AI, but I do a lot of growth hacking and scrape a lot of data, obviously. And I have like software that I run that can scrape like social media and stuff for me. So it runs on a VPS, and the tool I use is called Mass Planner. It's not available to the public. It's called SU Social, and it can scrape a lot of data from social media sites, for instance. So email addresses from LinkedIn, for example, or users from Facebook, like Facebook groups, or people that like the Facebook advertisement. Any URL or any destination, I can scrape data from using the software. So I'll give that a minute or two to load. But while that's loading, I will move on to the next thing, which was ways to profit using AI. Before I get into that, does anyone else have any other questions?
Just a suggestion or feedback. Some of these scraping tools, you may find others as well. If you're putting in your ID passwords,
have I found others? Is that the question?
No. I'm just saying, putting in your ID passwords, please put in 2FA or disable 2FA and then enable 2FA later on while the scrape is off, just to ensure that you don't get hacked later on. So some of these tools are great, but there could be a possibility of getting hacked.
So you're saying use secure passwords is your advice?
What?
Use very secure passwords. Is that your advice?
No, not secure passwords. But once you use some of these tools, you just change the passwords.
Right.
Or disable 2FA.
Danny, I was I was really interested in AI PRM on ChatGPT. Sorry, I know you've just loaded this now. We'll go through this.
I wanted to get into kind of more of monetization.
Okay.
Yeah, we can have more questions.
We can do questions at the end. Yeah.
This is the tool that I use. So it connects to different social media accounts, and you can do a lot of scraping here under where it says tools, because people were asking me about that. So you can connect to like LinkedIn and Facebook. So these are different Facebook accounts that I have connected to this. And it can do a lot of different functions like joining Facebook groups, finding Facebook groups, sending messages on Facebook, accepting friend requests, sending birthday messages to friends. So here's where all the extracting happens. So you can scrape users from Facebook groups and so on. So that's one way that I get data. There's a whole bunch of other ways. Check out my book. So let's get into the next one. So how to profit using AI? So I was with this guy in Nepal about a week ago, and he runs this yoga center, and we're doing a co-living retreat there in a few months, and he was asking me for ways that he could market his business better. And so what I told him to do was find ways to add more value to his yoga teacher training retreats. And so we asked ChatGPT, what are some ways that we can make this business more valuable? And so we opened ChatGPT and I put in all the information. This is the wrong chat. I put in all the information from his website, and then ChatGPT came up with, where is it? Here it is. So we asked ChatGPT, what are some ideas we can offer to make the teacher training more valuable to potential yoga teachers? And so ChatGPT helped us to come up with different business ideas that this business can offer to make his because in Pokhara, like a lot of people come to become yoga teachers there, and all of these yoga centers are kind of the same. They have the same prices, they have the same packages they offer. 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 200-hour teacher training, and so this is a way to stand out from your competitors. You can ask ChatGPT, like, how can we add more value to our services? And so ChatGPT came up with like 12 different ideas, and we're actually going to implement one of these ideas next year to help them make more money as business. So these are all answers that ChatGPT gave, like specialized workshops, guest instructors, mentorship programs, business and marketing training, which is very valuable for people if they want to make money as yoga teachers, advanced teacher training, online learning resources, cultural immersion, language courses, and so forth. So it came up with all of these new ideas that the business could add to its packages to make it more valuable, to make it unique compared to its competitors. And whenever you have, like, you're able to create a better offer for your business, you're able to use the offer and go and get a lot more customers. You put that out into the wild, you put it out in front of the market, and you're able to attract a lot more people to your company rather than using boring offers. And it all comes down to bundling in a lot of this value into the offer. And ChatGPT can help you come up with these ideas and basically create more money out of thin air. Some other ways to make money with AI. So who here is making money with AI already? Has anyone made any money? Okay. You mind sharing? I'm a little tired of talking, so maybe you can tell us how you're making money.
We're building solutions which are embedding GPT.
Okay, building solutions. How are you building them?
So, a recent prototype built for a very large insurance company is an employee advocacy platform. They're a regulated company, so they cannot actually put all of their information out there in SaaS platforms. So what we've done is we've actually integrated LinkedIn, integrated other social media platforms, and engineered some prompts to build content posts. So we've taken their entire last 2 years of promotion material, all the content that they would actually show. We've taken that, we've profiled their influence, and we have actually created. We're actually creating something right now. This we have been doing in our own company. So we have 35 employees with social media advocacy. We've got about 50,000 followers in our company in just less than a year. And the same thing, we want to actually work and see how we can actually help companies improve their impressions. So most of my posts are.
So it sounds like a pretty big project that you got. So you have a big client from
AI. A pretty big client, so we've done that. We've got a Scrum Master using AI into our organization. So most of you understand what a Scrum Master is, right? Yes, yeah. So we've got a Scrum Master GPT, which is actually doing this work. So we pilot everything on ourselves first before we push it. So some of the things which we were, kind of, I think, interesting session.
Thank you.
To know a little bit from you about.
So you're more on the tech side, I'm more on the marketing side.
Yes.
Yeah. So we combine together, actually we can take over the world, right?
Yeah. Brilliant.
Thank you for your input. I really appreciate it. So one of the ways I love to profit using AI is that you can take any idea that you have in your head and immediately give it life. And you can put it in front of the marketplace to test it and see if anybody wants it, basically. And this has never been possible where you can take an idea and within 1 day, you can start getting customers for it. You can start earning money for it. And ChatGPT can also help you build out the idea and bring it to the market. So for example, I talked about these nomad retreats that I do, and the one in Greece that I've been doing since last year. And I thought, I want to do one in here in Nepal. I want to find a good location. And I asked ChatGPT to help me create a marketing for it. So I basically took some of the posts that I made in these digital nomad groups, and I told ChatGPT, like, hey, I want you to create something exactly like this, but for Nepal. So this was a post that I made in this group, like digital nomad jobs. have the pictures from the house where we host the retreat. And so this one post got 91 comments, so that's a lot of leads for that. And we have only 6 rooms. So there's a bunch of these different posts, and I just told ChatGPT, I copied a post, and I said, ChatGPT, I want to create a retreat here in Nepal. Can you create something exactly like this? And so there was one post I made in like Digital Nomads Bali. There's probably like 200 of these digital nomad groups where you can get. You want to make money with an idea? Sell stuff to digital nomads because they have money and they love new stuff. Where's that post? So basically, I just had ChatGPT write the post for me, and I said like, hey, who wants to come to Nepal? And in like 30 minutes, I was able to validate my idea. I just posted a bunch of pictures. So here's the post that ChatGPT made for this retreat in Nepal. And I just kind of basically wrote a post just exactly like the other one. And then I posted all these pictures that I took when I was staying there. And so this one got 47 comments. I was like, okay, I got something here. Because I need to fill like 40 spaces for this yoga center. And then we were able to get like 40 people that filled out our form that they wanted to come. And it only took like a week or so. And so I took the exact same content and I posted this in Reddit under the Digital Nomad Reddit. So Digital Nomad or Digital Nomads. And then I got like another 180 comments on there and like thousands of other leads. And so ChatGPT was able to help me validate my idea in no time at all and then send people to a form where they were able to apply for this. Try to find the post here. So this subreddit here, Digital Nomad, they have 2.1 million subscribers. And so that's a lot of people that you can get your idea in front of right away. And the post was basically verbatim just what ChatGPT had created. So, try to find that post. Yeah, this one. So I had about, this was 20 days ago. And this is just idea validation. You just put an idea and you see if anyone's interested in it. That's the way to start any side hustle or anything like that. So this one had 152 comments. So just in a week, we were able to get 40 leads of people that wanted to come to this. So that's one way you can make money is to implement your ideas, have ChatGPT build it out for you. And it's just amazing that we can use AI to execute and validate our business ideas so quickly. If you have an idea for like a productized service, I know a lot of people making six figures with Fiverr. And they're able to outsource a lot of the work or automate a lot of it using AI. So you can use AI to help you build out your, if you have an idea for a service that you want to offer, like a side hustle, ChatGPT can write all the marketing copy on the site for you, like upsells, cross-sells, and so forth. And one nice thing about Fiverr is that it helps you build out everything for your idea. If you want to use all of that later, you can also add it to other marketplaces if you want to freelance, like Upwork and some of these other ones. Any questions? Sometimes I need a break from talking so much. Okay.
You showed us some pictures. And what I have so far understood is you can't create the picture that's there in this slide.
You like the picture? Do you like the picture?
I like the picture. Is it AI generated or it is something that you figured out?
Oh, okay. So you want to find good pictures.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that.
Go to freepic.com. They have a lot of great pictures you can use. Have you heard of that?
Which one?
Freepik. Freepik.com.
Yeah. So there are like stock images and lots of things that are available, but so very real, lifelike images.
Yeah, I don't think that one in the slide was AI generated. I think it was from this website. So they have a lot of pictures that you can use for free.
Yeah.
And it's as easy as copy and paste. Just check my second copy. So yeah, thank you for the question. I know a lot of people making money teaching how to use AI. Now, I'm obviously not making a lot of money giving these kinds of talks, but there are corporations out there which will pay in the tens of thousands for you to come and to speak to them. There's a lot of opportunities out there where you can pitch yourself as a speaker. You can get corporate gigs, come and speak to one of these corporations like Deloitte and so forth. I always like to do like these workshops. I do free workshops to network and build contacts. If you ever want to do like a presentation, there's a lot of AI tools that can help you to build presentations. So Brandmark is one of them. I talked about Free Pick for using images, and this is another one, Graphic River. I know there's a lot of corporations that will pay in the tens of thousands for consultants to come and teach their stuff. So they're looking for coaches, consultants, speakers, agency owners, and anyone that knows anything about AI. It's a good time to teach it. There's a lot of jobs out there on LinkedIn and so forth where they're offering six-figure salaries for people that know how to write prompts with ChatGPT, which you guys learned quite a bit about tonight. These are some actual AI tools and extensions that you can use to kind of growth hack this process. So in my training AI Alchemy, I have a lesson on how to use this app called Simplify. And it basically takes all of the information that you've saved, simplify.jobs, and TLHQ is another one. And it can auto-apply for like hundreds of jobs for you. So it's even good if you just want to freelance. Like it can just fill in all these forms one by one because the forms all have the same information. And you can add that extension. It's simplify.jobs. I think I have it here somewhere. Yeah, I don't have time to get into it tonight. You can also use AI tool builders. So using AI PRM, there's a lot of prompts in there that can help you to build like Chrome extensions, for example. So for me as a marketer, I would probably build extensions and things to get a lot of backlinks to my website. Like if I have a free tool, I would want to use that in my marketing so people can opt in to get that tool and so forth. And you can build a lot of these things just using ChatGPT. You can also filter using AI PRM. So if you go to a new chat and just look up that category, you can see different things that you can build here. Under software engineering or software applications. So Excel expert, I think that might help you. So you can actually create extensions to help you with Excel using ChatGPT, and it'll tell you exactly every step you need to do in the process. All right, so we're almost done, and then we'll open up to questions. So as I mentioned before, I consider myself a growth hacker, and what growth hackers do is we try to find ways to work smarter, not harder. I talked about half business versus half business. Growth hacks are essentially distinct advantages that we discover through experimentation, through practice, sometimes by accident or from relationships we build with experts who know what they're doing. And so these are hard to discover, but they're also very profitable, and usually people don't want to give them away because that's how they make money. It's like what drives their business. And so when you discover these growth hacks, they basically give you a large competitive advantage over everyone else out there in the marketplace. Automation and AI are here, and they give us superpowers because it takes way too much time, money, and effort to do a lot of this stuff that we talked about. With our primitive human brains. And so ChatGPT can help us accomplish everything. Like the main benefit for me for AI is that it helps me win my day. Like I can have 5, 6 things on my to-do list that might have taken 5 or 6 hours to do, and they can be done in 30 minutes. And I have a lot more time to do other things. If you want to find more AI tools, this is one website you can check out, and you can browse by categories. And I'll send the slides to everyone's email address later, so don't worry. Supertools.therundown.ai. And you can see a lot of the things that people are building. AppSumo.com is another great one. You can buy lifetime deals on there. I also have an Excel spreadsheet. If you go to schoolofgrowthhacking.com/AI tools, I have a whole list of 470 plus AI tools, and you can search through there and have some fun. So that would be this one. You can go and download that for free. Then there's these deal websites like Dealify, Product Hunt, Auto Market. I mentioned AppSumo.com, so let me open that. I've actually had some products listed on AppSumo and made some pretty good money on this website. And you can browse by categories. And basically, you can buy these tools that can do all kinds of things like organize your data, for example. And for $39, you get a lifetime deal. So yeah, you can browse here in software, courses, and so forth. So if you're looking for more growth hacks, there's some communities out there. One of my favorite is Black Hat World. Has anyone heard of that site before? It's this one here. So they have a newsletter, and anytime there's like new innovations in technology or AI or somebody's found a new way to make money, then they will post like a case study on this website. And if you subscribe to the newsletter, like you'll get these regular updates about new things that people are doing with AI or software and things like that. And then there's a lot of growth hacking groups on Facebook, for example. So this one is Growth Hacking Secrets. And if you go to like some of the files sections of these groups, like you can find a lot of like treasures in there. I think this list of like podcasts, for example, is a file that I found in one of these Facebook groups with all these email addresses. And I also found like a list of like PR contacts from one of these groups. So I have like a list of like 4,000 PR contacts, 3,300 plus tech and PR contacts that I downloaded from one of these Facebook groups for free. So they have the email addresses over here, the names, International Business Times, Entrepreneur Magazine, and there's more than 3,000 email addresses here. So in some of these like groups, you can really find like a lot of, especially these growth hacking groups, you can find a lot of data that people have collected that you can use. It's very helpful. So thank you guys so much for sticking through to the end. We lost one or two people, but for you guys, thank you. So I'll send the slides and everything else to you guys after the presentation. I also have my full training. If you want to get more, there's about 40 lessons on everything related to AI, how you can make money using AI and be 10 times more productive. We also have a 50% discount code that we can send to everyone to thank you for your time. And if you want to connect with me, this is my email address, danny@schoolofgrowthhacking.com, and this is my handle on my social media profiles. And also, if you go to schoolofgrowthhacking.com/AI tools, you can download that whole list of AI tools and start having some fun. Get from AI what you want from it. Don't be afraid of it. Thank you, guys. So, any other discussion you want to have, or questions you guys want to ask, or anything? Nothing is taboo.
Not from me, but we've got the space all evening, so if you want to stay around, have a chat with each other, chat with Danny, chat with myself. Obviously, there's that was a great presentation. Thank you very much for your time as well.
Thank you so much.
So yeah.
Could you just walk me through the UI mock-up sheets have you ever created using?
Oh, the on AI PR?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can walk you through it, but maybe you can experiment it yourself. Like go have a look after the presentation.